I'm proud of my team's effort. I really am. Crowd was great. There's always a little bit extra anytime a championship level team is in the building, and when you've got that team, it's quadrupled because of what they did. And to say that all of us don't feel that a little bit would be an understatement, because you don't want to disappoint on a night that's so important to so many people and a night that brings that memory. But you've got to, I didn't realize they were all sitting right behind the bench, so I had to catch my breath a couple of times early when I walked out there too. But to me, our guys really did a great job of persevering throughout the game. Our defense got better, even when we weren't scoring. In the past, immaturity could have kicked in a hurry, and you get disappointed and discouraged when you're not making baskets, and all of a sudden the runs turn into routes, and we never let that happen. And I'm really proud of the way that they did that. And I think we gave up 2 baskets in the first 12 minutes of the second half. And we had a bunch of different lineups because of their matchups and because of our foul situations. And proud of the guys. Once they got the lead, I don't think we trailed the last 14 minutes, right, somewhere in there. But we didn't get a lot of free throws, obviously. We didn't shoot a free throw. There was 7 minutes left in the game, but fortunately we made every one of them, and that's crucial. And it's not about how pretty it is. It's about how you persevere and find a way to win, and that's exactly what we did. And we knew we were playing a really good team. We're playing guys that were mainstays on a national championship runner-up. We're playing an excellent program. Greg's an excellent coach. He's been as well-schooled on what it takes to succeed as anybody could be walking into the situation that he's in. And they've got good players, really good players. And fortunately, our guys continued to improve during the game too. We got away when we stayed to what we really wanted in the first half. We may not have made the basket, but we got really good looks. When we got careless, which we did, and when we tried to, we tried to go in spots where they had too much help. That's where we've got to continue to grow up and continue to learn from that. And when we trusted the movement, and when we cut and move without the ball, sometimes we even overpassed, as you saw on the baseline a couple times. But I'd rather have a group of guys that are playing unselfishly than trying to make something happen themselves all the time. But proud of the way they continued to play against a really good team. So go ahead.
Tom, is this as much growth as you've had in the team defensively?
In 17 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. The reflections for the end of the year. So I'm just obsessed with us getting better, and obsessed with it, and that's exactly the way they have to be. And we'll reflect down the road, but right now there's a lot of room for improvement, and I hope we keep improving for a long time.
This is the third straight game we're asking about OG coming off the bench, and I think it was your first sub tonight. I guess just what steps has he taken as maybe he's gotten the confidence from these last 3
Well, he's an excellent defender, and that was for sure. His confidence is growing. You can see that with the way he's shooting the ball. And as I said other times before, one of the reasons we recruited him is because of the way he could shoot. And he's getting more comfortable with it, but he's very smart. He's very athletic. He's very strong for his age, and he's pretty fearless when it comes to defense. And as he continues to get better, even understanding angles and understanding the personnel, right now we don't want to inundate him with too much, these 5 things about this guy and those 4 things about that guy. We want him just to really play, but he's got to keep rebounding the ball for us. And but our guys have got a lot of belief in him, and he knows that. And he's just going to continue to get better, I think.
Next question. Okay. Losing James, what's the mentality going forward now?
Well, I think yesterday, when we found out last night, and he had already told a couple of them before I told the team later last night, they feel for him. I mean, everybody knows how good he is on our team. I mean, he makes a world of difference. It's not just his numbers. And I think that hit me about 5-6 minutes into the Rutgers game. The defense is different, when he's not out there. And that doesn't say, that's not a negative towards our other guys, but you have to pay a lot of attention to James. And so it's not just the baskets that he makes, it's the spacing that he creates for other people. And he's had some very good rebounding games. He's getting better handling the ball. He could play in the pick and roll. He's not a great defender yet, but he's working at it. His work ethic is outstanding. They all like him. I mean, because he's in the gym all the time, and he's one of them. So I think they're down about that to a degree, but I mean, they're also resilient. But we miss them, and we truly miss them. But at the same time, you've got to keep preaching that there's unbelievable opportunity for other people. And it's not going to all, 16 points are not going to come from one person. And they're probably not going to come from two people. They've got to come mixed up. And the best thing we can do is continue to make, hustle points. We're not getting we don't have a lot of great individual offensive numbers from some of our main guys in these first three games. And to say that we're 3-0 inside of that is I could say in spite of it, but they're doing some pretty good things. But inside of the fact that we're not getting some great numbers from other people says a lot about the way they're getting better defensively and persevering.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm sorry. Will there be a point soon when you can kind of explain the nature of the injury?
No, I'm not going to do that because I think the most important thing is that, under the HIPAA laws, it's just best that we just let him continue to recover and he'll be back. He got hurt in practice and, it seems to work for other people, and so we'll stick with that ourselves and let him rehabilitate.
Michael Preston. As a basketball guy who understands how hard it is to win in this game day in and day out, how much do you marvel at 32-0?
Oh, goodness. You probably don't think about it enough, but I don't know. I mean, that's just, it's hard to even imagine. Even last year with what Kentucky did, and maybe some of the others have been close, Wichita State, obviously, I can't imagine the pressure those people are under. The mental toughness they had to get from things like that has just got to be so incredible for them in their lives. So I'd like to find out someday. But, I mean, the odds of that ever happening again for anybody are really, really slim when you look at the 40-year window that's passed that no one's done it in.
Talked a little bit about OG earlier, but OG and Juwan tonight spent a lot of time on Nigel
Mhm.
Hayes.
That was the plan.
Kind of what did you see there as far as the matchup with those two?
Well, they match up body-wise. It's so important. I mean, he's a unique player because they're playing him at 3. He's got the body of a 4-5, and he can pass. He's really a good passer, and that's where he's improved so much. And then they've got other guys. Beto Brown can step out. He shoots a lot of long twos, and Happ is a good player. So there's going to be matchup issues throughout the game, but he's the biggest one. And you've got to have somebody that can match up as close to size as possible. And we thought Colin was a good matchup. He had a couple of fouls. But we knew we were going to have numerous guys guard him tonight, and I'm proud of the effort that they gave on him.
Do you think, and I know you don't like to be too reflective, but are you surprised that those two in particular are ready for that kind of test defensively? OG and Juwan ready for
All I know is they're improving. All I know is that they work really hard. They're improving. Juwan's getting healthier, which is, certainly he was behind. When you look at when he got hurt in Maui and how much time he missed, and then he came back and got hurt again. So they're smart. They work hard, learning. They're winners. I mean, they've won. Those kids have won. So that's really, really important. So we just want to make sure they keep improving. We got a long way to go, and we got a lot of games left.
The first 12 minutes of the second half, you guys held them to like 0.4 points per possession. What was the big key in that stretch there?
I think just that. I mean, we just guarded. I mean, they probably missed some shots. We'll look at the film. He'll look at some shots they could have made. We'll look at some shots we could have made. But the bottom line is we persevered, and our blockouts got better. Our blockouts weren't very good in the first half. And we didn't gamble. The one time we gambled, and Troy went for, he was flying to get a steal. But then they back cut and made a good play. I mean, they're good. I mean, they really know how to play without the basketball, obviously. So I think when you do that in a game like that, we challenge their shots. So, I think that's important. But we stayed pretty compact. We didn't gamble. And we've got to continue, I don't know where everybody else is at, but understanding how to defend the ball screen right now is hard because you're not always sure what's going to be called and what's not. And that's just the way that it is. And I feel for the referees too. But we've got to continue to work on that and make sure that we're leaving very little chance for error because offensive players, it's just going to get more and more. They're just going to drive right into the defender. And if it's going to be a call 90% of the time, it's going to be a lot more foul shots shot in games. So we've got to work at that too, and keep figuring that part of it out. What's going to be best? I mean, there's a lot of strategies you got to come up with now as the officiating continues to kind of get to somewhat of a level. I'm not sure it's all the way there, but this is the third game now. We've had calls on the ball screen that we've got to get used to, and we're really trying to do a better job of showing our hands. But yet when the offensive player drives into your body, it's a foul on the defense. And so, but we didn't have as many in that situation, in answer to your question. All right, thank you.